Alright, let's go here. And let's talk about a little common sense in business. I'm kind of in the education business. I'll go to trucking companies, transportation companies, and I'll explain to them what the rules and regulations are. I help them make sure that they're in full compliance, make sure that their drivers understand what they're supposed to be doing, that the support personnel understand what their responsibilities are, and I make sure that their record keeping is correct, is done correctly. I do this, I get paid for it, but I don't charge a lot. Anyway, there's just one trucking company I've been dealing with. They're trying to convince that they could use my services, and they kept saying, no, we had it figured out. Well, they got it figured out. Well, based on roadside stops that were wrong, what they were cited for, they actually shouldn't have been cited for, because, well, it's a little complicated, but they were in an exempt zone. So there were certain documents the driver didn't have to have with him. Anyway, based on 2 roadside stops in which they were erroneously cited for not having these documents, the DOT or FMCSA decided to come in and do an audit. They came in, did an audit, found various things wrong, and because of that, dropped the trucking company to the lowest possible rating. And they also fined them rather heavily. And by the way, when the FMCSA or the DOT issues fines, they don't do it on a group type of thing. For instance, if you haven't got supporting documentation for driver's logs, they don't say, well, this month you didn't have the supporting documentation, so we're going to fine you for that. They go day by day. Every day you don't have the supporting documentation. Every day you don't have the driver's log. Every day you don't have his times, record of his hours worked. Each day you get a fine. It generates a lot of money, and it kind of justifies the amount of money that they're spending. Now, the other thing, obviously, that justifies the amount of money they spend is the safety aspect of it. They are making the roads safer. They are making them better for the regular motoring public. I mean, I was a driver back in the 60s and 70s over the road, and we just abused the hell out of the driving hours and the log books and the hours of service and everything else. Hours of service records. We pretty much drove as much as we wanted to. And then you were paid by when the wheels were turning, so the more you drove, the more the wheels turned, the more money you made. And it's still true. But now there's restrictions. And the restrictions are enforced. And you need to make sure that everybody knows what their restrictions are and what the regulations are. And that's where I can help. I can teach everybody these things. I can show them. Like I said, I can show them, or I can do it for them. If they can't figure it out, I can do it for them. Not driver's records, but I can certainly make sure that everything else gets taken care of the way it's supposed to. So, common sense. Business common sense. If you own a trucking company or transportation company, check out the Safer System website. Just Google it. It'll pop right up. Go to your company snapshot. Type in your DOT or MC number, or even company name if you want to go looking through all the companies that have names like yours. And when it comes up, go to your SMS records. It's very simple. It's like a dashboard. Look at little dials, little gauges for each of the basic items they check. And they got like a red line marking on it. If the problems they've had with your roadside checks exceed their guidelines or the red line, it'll show up. It'll be glaring. It'll be a big red flag that the DOT or the FMCSA would will easily see. And it'll bring them to your door in one way or another. They'll call you, they'll send you a letter, they'll threaten you with a fine, or they'll send somebody to your door to actually check off your records and see whether or not you got it right. Just do that. And if you find out that you're delinquent or you have a problem in one or more of your basic items, don't wait for the DOT to come through. Don't wait for your safety guy to fix it. Don't wait for whoever it is you got in your office that's supposed to be doing it to fix it. Call me. I'll get it done. You can email me, I guess is the easiest way. I'm at AOL.com, and the name on this video is the same as my name on AOL. You can email me, you can get through to me. If you're in the New York metropolitan area, I can come in and give you a hand. I can help fix it. I got 40 years experience. I've been through 22 audits with the DOT. I'm sitting on the company side of the table. Haven't had a single fine. If I'm there in time, if you give me the opportunity ahead of the DOT coming through the front door, I can almost guarantee you that you'll go by without a fine. You'll pass the audit. But I need the time, and I need to be there first. If you wait till the DOT comes through, very little I can do. I can knock a couple percent, 20% off your fine. Any of you can do that. I can put programs and procedures in place, but the DOT does not have to come back. You can write them a letter and show them all the things you've done new and different that will improve your records, and all they're going to want to do is say, you know what, let's wait and see. Roadside stops used to be pass-fail. You either were put out of service or you weren't. Now, every little thing they find wrong, every little rubbing hose, every little document, everything they find that's not right, that doesn't pass, counts. And they all get scored, given a weighted number, and that number adds up to your score. And it's not hard to go over the limit if you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. And it's very difficult to get back. Roadside inspections, clean ones, are the only ways to outweigh the bad ones. And it takes a lot of clean ones to outweigh one bad one. You're better off having it right to start with. Having the documents correct to start with. So, email me. Show a little business common sense. Spend a couple of dollars up front. Save a lot of dollars on the back end. Oh, and by the way, DOT also likes to see that you got a little skin in the game, that you've spent a little time, a little money, and a lot of effort in making sure that you are in compliance. That actually goes almost further than being in compliance. You know? Like I said, show a little business sense. Plan a little bit ahead. It's easier. It's cheaper. And you sleep better. Less to worry about.